genuinely look like I need a good night's sleep. Hi. It's been a while. Nearly 2 months? Sorry, I have been studying for my exams. Today, I want to talk about books. My favourite books. And this list is kind of has books omitted from it because I'm currently either that I love but I'm currently in the stage of rereading due to me realising that they're problematic, how problematic and blah. Books like Harry Potter I have excluded just for the fact that they're Harry Potter. So basically, here are 4 of my favourite books. This is in no particular order. First book is this one. An All-American Girl is a book about a girl who really loves art, which I relate to because I love art. Her parents make her go to art classes, which she doesn't want to go to because she has this whole rebel against the man thing. There's a lot of stuff about art in it, which is quite nice. Basically what happens is she starts skipping her art class, and as well there's a boy in her art class that she kind of has a thing with, which is kind of sweet. She skips class, and essentially what happens is she stops the American president getting assassinated. In the wake of all this, she finds out that the boy she has been interacting with in class is the president's son. And then a lot of stuff happens from there. There's fights against the man in a more productive way than skipping art class. All-American Girl is written by the same author as The Princess Diaries, which is, I don't even know what the author's name is, Meg Cabot. My second favourite novel is Private Peaceful by Michael I've never known how to say his surname. This is about a boy whose father dies, and basically his lead up into joining the World War I. It's very nice because he falls in love with a girl who is friends with him and his brother, but then his brother starts dating her, she turns out to be pregnant, she is disowned because they aren't married. Every chapter is opened with a paragraph and it's about time and how time is running out. It's a nice prelude to events that happen later in the book, and it is very good. Basically, it's very good. I would recommend. The book is a book that a friend of mine bought me for a birthday a very long time ago, and I'd never gotten around to reading it until I did. It's called Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler, which is the same author as Lemony Snicket, who wrote a series of unfortunate events. Obviously, Lemony Snicket is his pen name. It's basically about a girl who would be considered in the artsy kind of genre, but she keeps getting called artsy by people who are friends with her boyfriend, who was a popular basketball player, and she spends the whole book being like, what the fuck does artsy mean? She is very unapologetically stereotypical in the fact that it doesn't seem like she's playing into a stereotype, but that's the way she is. She likes film, and she likes nerdy stuff, and she likes fancy Italian food, and old movies. Basically, it's a letter. It's written in letter form to this girl's boyfriend, Ed, about why they broke up. It's about stories, and it has a lot of pictures in it. So there's this, like, obviously one of the pages just fell out. There's a picture of a note that says, I love you, Min Green. And this is something that's in this box that she's dropped off at his front door at the end of the relationship. And there's this very long letter that tells the story of each piece. Salt shaker, and there's an overcoat, and there's a lot of things, and it's very good. I'm going to pick the page I dropped on the floor. It is the cover page, and it's illustrated by Maria Kalman, which she is very good. Lastly is a book that many people have read, many people have loved, and if you haven't read the book or books, there is a lot of movie adaptations. It is Alice in Wonderland. This book is amazing. Obviously, everyone knows the very basic principle of Alice in Wonderland, whether you have read the book or watched the movie. This book actually has the first 2 Alice in Wonderland books, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. These are obviously by Lewis Carroll, who many people would know. I read this quite late in my age, whereas a lot of people would have read it very young. love books because of this book, whereas this is a book I read in some sort of fascination with older classic books. I really love this book because it's weird. My phone keeps vibrating at my feet. It's weird and it's strange and very old-fashioned in a way. It has all these cool writing things in it. Like, obviously you have a spiral of writing. I got this book off my woodwork teacher, who had brought a load of books into school to put in the library, so he had books like this. He let us in the class pick. I also have Pinocchio somewhere. Definitely a good read if you like fantasy or sci-fi. I got into reading when I was about 8. First read this book called Naughtiest Girl in School. I read that series. There's about 10 books in that series. I first fell in love with reading when I was about 10, when I read a book called The Faraway Tree, which I still have. I still have both of those books in my bookshelf. There was a book by Enid Blyton. I became a serious reader